When I was a kid, I mean, Bruce was one of the first concerts I ever went to. I always talk about Bruce. I almost sound like one of those psycho fans, but I've been to so many of his concerts, and I have all his albums, man. That's the one guy that you looked up on stage and you said, God, man, I wish I could be him for 5 minutes. My first crush was Kim Basinger. Okay. My first crush was Kim Basinger. As a kid, I mean, I thought about her a lot, especially after 9.5 weeks. Great sex appeal on camera. Isn't she sexy in that video? I mean, in that movie? I was a little young to watch that, but I still watched it. I got away from my parents, and I snuck into the room and watched it on video. I didn't leave that room for about 8 hours. You know what I had a poster of when I was young? Carol Alt. Remember Carol Alt? I also had a poster of, what's the name of the girl in Charlie's Angels? Jackie Chan? Farrah Fawcett. Okay, I had a poster of Farrah Fawcett. A lot of people have this. I had this poster, I think, in the 80s. She was in a red bathing suit. Kind of like that. Man, I had a lot of dreams with that poster. Next question. I mean, whenever I write a song, I have a vision of the way the video should look. You know, whether I can direct it or not, that's a different story. I think with Fred, he's lucky enough, he's very talented, so he can not only does he have a vision for his music or for a song when he writes it, but he also knows how he wants to direct it, and he can direct it. And I think he's very lucky. If you don't have a good idea for the video, then you're pretty much screwed. I don't think they would like to experiment with me trying to direct my own video, because they wouldn't want to make such an awful mistake. But I think I could. I mean, if I had a great DP and I had a great team, I probably could. You know, whether it'd be a good video, I don't know. Man, when I was a kid, I used to do crazy stuff, and it's funny because at the time I didn't think it was dangerous, but you know, in retrospect, I was kind of nuts. We used to go wakeboarding, and we used to go on jet skis, and we'd be towed by the boat, and we'd put a jet ski in the middle of the wake, and we would jump over the guy riding the jet ski, you know, which I could have decapitated the guy that was driving the jet ski. Sometimes I used to be the one in the jet ski. Anything that had to do with speed at times. It's funny because when you're younger, you have these crazy falls, man, and you don't get hurt. And as you get older and you try the same stuff, you get, you know, you feel the pain a little more. I'm not trying to say that I'm old, and I'm trying to say I still feel young, and I still feel like I can do crazy shit, but you know what I mean. Okay, my biggest musical influence when I was a kid, anything from Tom Petty to Bruce Springsteen to U2. I just felt like in the 80s with these huge superstars that were just creating huge, bigger-than-life albums. And I don't think you see that anymore. I don't know if it's because I've grown older. Doesn't that happen to you guys? Like in the Grammys, you used to see these huge superstars, man, that were just bigger than life. Now there's not. Now it's more about one song and become more disposable, right? A friend of mine that I work with brought in the club just a track without his vocals on it, and he goes, "Now watch how amazing. I mean, how much flow he's got. Because when you listen to the track, you just can't imagine how he came up with that flow on top of that track." And that's when I realized how talented the guy was. I was like, man, it really is sick, man. I would have never. How the hell did he ever come up with that? Snoop Dogg is probably. I have two favorite rappers. One of them is Nas, which I think is brilliant. I think he's a brilliant lyricist. And Snoop, just because he's a great entertainer. And I kind of feel like a little bit like a pimp at times. I'm kidding, no, I don't. I wish. It's just a bunch of guys having fun, man, and just acting like they're pimps. Or maybe they are pimps. I don't know. They're pimps in real life. But so I look like I'm a little iced out today, but I don't really feel like a pimp. No, I got no hoes waiting outside for me. Can I say that? Will I have to say that? Should I say that? Yeah, it's pretty derogative, but I guess. Are you sure we can say hoes?
Yeah.
Woo! Who do I most respect? I respect my friends, my good friends. I have like 5 really good friends, and just for putting up with me, and just for being so loyal, man. And they're like my family, and I respect that a lot. You know, there's a lot of things that sometimes you don't talk with your parents about. And if you can't talk to your parents, you gotta talk to someone about those things. If you don't have good friends you can talk to, you're kind of lost.